welcome to the podcast, Can You Take My Shift? Your favorite coworkers are off the clock and back for another episode. Oh, Canada, the Queen has now died. Do we have to change the anthem? I'm not sure. Just kidding, I lied. This is the podcast, and we're going to talk about things today. True North, strong and free. You may sit down.
I'm sad.
Yeah. So hello and welcome everybody. If you enjoyed that intro, thank you, because I thought about that on the fly. It could have been way better if I had actually taken the time to flesh it out. But as all of my intros, I decide them 5 seconds before I do them.
Do we have to change the Queen?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Because Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, and all our sons command. With glowing hearts, we see our rise. The true, we stand on God for the
God keep our land. No, it's not.
And
the
glorious.
Queen.
Oh, yeah. I thought the Queen was for some reason in the. No. My God. Okay, am I gonna have to redo the intro? That just ruins the whole bit.
You're fine. You're fine.
But speaking of the bit, so if we're gonna talk about the news, I guess we gotta say, the Queen died.
Kelsey, how did you find out that the Queen died?
Okay, so I am bored at work, so of course I'm on Twitter, and I followed the account Liza Minnelli has outlived, and I have been waiting for her to tweet that. So as soon as I saw the Queen was sick, it was like the Queen has been like rushed to the hospital, and everyone's rushed by her side. I was like, all right, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen soon. So I kept checking my phone every 5 minutes, and then 2 minutes after she tweeted, like I was like, oh my God, the Queen is dead. So I go to my coworkers in the office, the Queen died, and my coworker's just like, oh, okay. She's very fashionable. I'll give her that.
Yeah.
And then I was also texting Trevor. I was texting him a bunch of we were trying to make plans of things. So it was paragraph. By the way, the Queen died. And that's how he found out. He woke up to 5 paragraphs from me about like event planning. And then I ended with the Queen died.
Yeah, I was in a meeting at work and I just went to check my phone because it was just, the meeting didn't really involve me. It was just more like an educational kind of meeting of what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just went to quickly check my phone and it just, Twitter was flooded with just the Queen's dead. And then at the end of the meeting, whoever was hosting it went, oh, and just in case anyone here is curious, the Queen just passed away. And she said that she also found out from, Liza outlived. Oh, yeah,
Honestly,
some people found out because there was,
way.
like, a Megamind clip. That was great. That was super good. Becca FaceTimed me. And they're like, so how are you? I'm like, I'm good. The Queen's dead, though. I'm like, why would you start a sentence like
I don't know, because we're one of the colonies. You know, this is just like we're a Commonwealth country.
Yeah.
We don't really care, but it's like I'm gonna say it, I'm not heartbroken. I am not sad. I do not care. I enjoyed the memes though, thoroughly.
Oh, the memes were so good, and some people are just like, how dare you? This is so disrespectful. Like, I sent you a TikTok of this girl. It was a Stitch, and this girl is like, y'all are being so disrespectful. All these about the queen. And the girl cuts the stitch and she's like, what if this is how I grieve? What if I want to grieve with my tits out? Tits out for Liz.
Tits out for Liz. Yeah. But that's the thing. I swear a bunch of people, because they came out so fast, people have had these in the drafts waiting.
Oh, 100.
And there's so many good ones, and they were all just waiting. And but okay, so here's the thing: is like, do I care? No, because the monarchy has committed so many atrocities,
Mm-hmm.
and they're the monarchy is terrible. But I mean, we all know England decided they wanted to colonize everybody. And as a white person who is half English descent, I have no problem admitting my ancestors did atrocious acts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those, it's a catch-22 because a lot of people yet like don't know how to act, and there's the
Mhm.
extreme of everyone saying that she was an awful person, like the monarchy's terrible, which yes, 100% it
Mhm.
is. But it's still, she was still somebody's grand, right? She's still someone's mom. It's still a little heartbroken, but like none
Mhm.
of us
Yeah.
knew her personally, and I think as long as you're not being outwardly disrespectful to like the family while they're grieving, that's,
Yeah.
I mean, people can shout at Prince Andrew, he fucking sucks, but everyone
Well,
else,
yeah.
leave him alone.
Well, the thing is, though, also the queen is complacent in crimes, right? Like she
Yes.
wasn't committing her own crimes. Well, I'm sure she was, but like she was also complacent in Prince Andrew's crime. The monarchy has been complacent in all white crimes,
Yeah, she
right?
was complacent with what was happening with Meghan Markle,
Yeah.
Princess Diana,
So like,
right?
I understand when like a family member dies, it is sad. But if you're not related to the queen, don't be crying.
I mean, I
She
can understand how it can just be a little sad, but
Yeah, I don't know.
but you get like so caught up in
Yeah.
it. But yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, it's just
Mhm.
it's messy. I'm not gonna tell here anyone how they shouldn't
Yeah.
react. I've been laughing my ass off at all the memes.
Oh, me
So,
too. And like I hate Charles. I how dare they make a man queen?
oh, I know that's gone too
This has gone
far.
too
I
far.
don't
And
want a man on my money. I'm gonna go
exactly.
cashless
Whoa.
now.
Yeah. And like Charles is awful. And yes, I'm very much team Princess Diana.
I do love though that the queen lived so long that Charles is gonna have a short ass reign because he's
Mhm.
so old.
Oh yeah, and that man is like he's got some health issues. Like you saw his fingers, it was like they were like swollen 5 times the
Oh yeah,
size.
like little baby sausages.
Yeah. But okay, so here's the thing. So I'm not sad. I'm not upset. Don't care. But when the queen dies, the Commonwealth countries at like under the British Commonwealth and obviously the United Kingdom are supposed to get a day off in mourning. So I started going around work. I am so sad. I am so distraught. I think I need the day to grieve. I d It's totally not because Disney Dreamlight Valley came out and I wanna just play it for a
No.
weekend, and a long weekend would make that even longer and greater for me. I am just really sad, and I need to get up at 8 a.m. and watch watch the funeral. S So, Trudeau announces that it's going to be a federal, like, stat holiday, but that excludes the private sector. So, for statutory holidays, if you work stat holidays, you have to be paid out or your office has to be closed. Stat holidays, Remembrance Day, Christmas, New Year's Day, all those ones that people know of. So they made it so if you worked in the federal, you didn't have to go to work, and then they closed schools. But then they said, "Oh, but provinces will decide the rest." So here in BC, we're like, "Okay, we live in," because Ontario announced first that they were going to mourn in spirit and not make it a stat.
Yeah, I think Quebec said something along the
Yeah.
same lines too.
Yeah. But we're British Columbia, you know? Just we need that day because we are British
We
Columbia.
have a city named Victoria for crying out
Exactly.
loud.
I am from Victoria.
You
Exactly. So then again, they did the kind of same thing where provincial employees didn't have to work and they closed schools, but they still made it optional but they didn't make it a stat for private businesses. So parents understandably are like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Because
because how are you going to close schools and then say private businesses have to make their own choice,
mhm,
and most private businesses are going to stay open.
yeah,
So, what are these parents expected to do with their kids?
exactly. So people are rightfully furious.
Yeah.
So my work, we everybody kept asking me. I was getting a little frustrated because as the receptionist, everyone likes to think I know everything. And
Hmm.
I mean, I do to a certain level, but I also don't. I like if you want office gossip, I know everything.
Hmm.
If you want office information, ask the office manager. Like cuz we've been waiting on new printers for since I started and everyone keeps asking me, "Oh, Kelsey, do you know when the printers are coming in?" No. No, I don't. I know who hates who. Like, I know this with this and this person, but no, I do not know when the new printers are coming in. So everybody kept asking me, Kelsey, do you know if we're closed on Monday? Do you know if we're closed on Monday? And I was like, if one goddamn person asks me one more time,
I'm just going to take the day off and.
yeah, and go bury the queen myself. um, so we did end up getting the day off because I still can't really say what I do just to like protect myself. But the two like other things that my work works with, they're both closed. So we're closed
Yeah,
because
you
if
just it's just you work with federal people.
yeah, we work with federal offices. So since they're closed, they're like, well, we there's no point of us being there if both of our federal offices we work with are closed. So So we get an email from our office manager. Just want you to know that the office will be closed on Monday. We'd like you to take this time to reflect on the Queen and her reign. If you'd like to watch the funeral, which we suggest you do at 8 a.m., streaming from Ontario online here, and you can sign the online condolences guest book here as well. And I'm like, I understand she has to send this out. She
Yeah.
can't be like, Lizzie's dead. Let's party. Who wants Monday margaritas?
She would have loved that.
Oh, I yeah. I think Liz would have loved that's what Liz would have
That's
wanted.
what she would have wanted.
Exactly. But I just read it and I laughed, but I was so happy. It's like, I do not have to go into work. I'm going to buy Disney Dreamlight Valley. I've been waiting to buy it until tomorrow because I have to sleep. And if I bought it during the week, I would not go to sleep.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy it Sunday. But I have to buy it after I've edited the podcast, or else
Yeah,
this week is not getting edited.
exactly. So, but you don't have the day off on Monday.
Unfortunately, I do not. I just
Yeah.
work for a private business, and essentially, it kind of sucks because we have multiple offices in Canada,
Mhm.
and one of our offices it's in PEI, and they're closed. We have an office in Quebec; they're not closed. And then we are also not closed, but they allowed us if you if you felt so inclined, you are allowed to take the day off if you need that time.
If you need to grieve, you may take the day off yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel it's gonna be a bit of a slow work day just
Mhm.
because if people have kids, they gotta kind of figure out what they're doing.
Mhm.
And then we
So, what is Labor Day? So, according to Wikipedia, because I'm reading just from Wikipedia,
oh,
beginning in the late 19th century, as the trade union and labor movements grew, diverse groups of trade unionists chose a variety of days on which to celebrate labor. In the United States, a September holiday called Labor Day was first proposed in the 1880s. According to one early history of Labor Day, the event originated in a connection with the General Assembly of the Knights of Labor, convened in New York City in September 1882. In connection with Clownstein, sorry, Knights Assembly, a public parade of various labor organizations was held on September 5th under the auspices of the Central Labor Club Union of New York.
Hmm.
Secretary of the CLU, Matthew Maguire, is credited for first proposing that a National Labor Day holiday subsequently be held on the first Monday of each September in the aftermath of the successful public demonstration. So, legal recognition. Now, so the original Labor Day was supposed to celebrate
Yeah.
laborers.
Yep.
Legal recognition. The popularity of the event spread across the country in 1887. Oregon became the first state of the United States to make Labor Day an official public holiday. By 1894, 30 U.S. states were already officially celebrating Labor Day in that year. Congress passed a bill recognizing the first Monday of September as Labor Day and making it an official federal holiday. President Grover Cleveland signed the bill into law on June 28th. The federal law, however, made it a holiday only made it a holiday for federal workers. As late as the 1930s, unions were encouraging workers to strike to make sure they got the day off. All U.S. states, the District of Columbia, and the United States territories have subsequently made Labor Day a statutory holiday. There we go. I struggled a little bit. I got through
You
it.
got there at the end.
So, Labor Day was supposed to be for laborers. And then they're like, nah, I think federal people need the day off. And so now, if you work, so for example, I work an office job. I do not do hard labor. I mean, I the big boxes that the paper comes in for the printer, that can be a bit heavy. But that's
Fair
about
enough.
like
Yeah.
that's about the most of the labor. I mainly do typey, answer, Stu, when I go stop asking me stupid questions, you know how, where the pencils are. They're labeled in the pencil drawer.
Mm.
But yet, I am a laborer, so I get the day off. But if you work at, I don't know, Starbucks, you don't get the day off. You can get holiday pay, but as a frontline laborer worker, wouldn't
Really
it
get
make sense?
no, because the world shuts down if people can't get their $5 coffee.
And that's the thing that is very extremely frustrating because I don't think I need labor day off. I'd rather me work than our frontline labor workers should have the day off, but the world was shut down because we coined our labored services as essential services, even though McDonald's is not essential.
No.
Starbucks is not essential. I mean, grocery stores are essential.
Yep.
I mean, hell, we've even classified liquor stores as essential.
Yes, which is crazy, but there's a reason for it.
Oh yeah. But that's the thing is Labor Day was meant to celebrate laborers, and we've just turned it into another holiday where the elite get it off, and the low level workers, ooh, they was it time and a half on stat holidays, but only if you've worked a certain amount of days if you're like an hourly worker.
I think it was you had to work because it always falls on a Monday.
Yeah.
You had to work so many consecutive months to
Hmm.
qualify, and a lot of times companies unless
Yep.
I had that happen to me almost every.
Oh yeah. When I worked at the movie theater, they made sure to schedule you so you just wouldn't get the holiday pay. And it's really shitty, but corporations doing something bad in the name of capitalism,
Unheard of.
shocker. Never been heard of before. And that is kind of just the frustrating. So I understand that some holidays we get off. For example, Christmas. Not everybody celebrates Christmas. And if you don't celebrate Christmas and you do get the day off, you're like, cool, a day off. But Labor Day is not a religious holiday. There's nothing religious to do with it. Everybody should just get Labor Day off. But then people go, well, what am I supposed to do then if I had the day off? Right?
Relax, do a chore,
Exactly.
spend time with your loved ones. I don't know.
Throw a parade. Like it's just so ridiculous. Cuz when people have days off, they're like, "Okay, I'm going to go do something fun." And then or I'm going to go get a service. from a frontline laborer. Like it just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's more the way society is built
Yes.
now that it makes it a lot harder for what we now consider laborers to
Mhm.
take the time off because again like you said they're almost they've been deemed essential services. Like back when this was made in the 1880s, laborers were just construction workers and
Mhm.
factory workers, and obviously those still exist, and they could take they should have the day off. But unfortunately places like fast food, stuff
Clothing
like, yeah,
stores.
clothing stores, those are places people visit on their days off because visit them while they're at work. I'm not justifying this at all. I just think our definition of what we consider laborers has changed, which
Yeah.
is not fair.
And I do think it should be one of those days cuz a lot of places they are closed for Christmas.
Yeah.
Because even though not everybody celebrates it, I think Labor Day should be one of those days where almost everything is closed.
Mm-hmm. I'd
Like
agree.
even because yes, there's some things we need open. Like obviously, we need firefighters to work. We need hospital staff to work. But Starbucks can close for Labor Day.
I don't even think they close early. Do they? I think they do.
I'm not sure. It depends on the location because that was also a problem with Starbucks. Is some certain locations would close and certain locations would just close early, or some would be like, "Nah, we make way too much money, business as usual."
Yeah. Or like in the reasoning of Christmas,
Mhm.
if there's a Starbucks located in a very high Jewish populated community, there is
Yeah.
absolutely no reason for them,
Hmm.
right?
So, but I want to go over the other stat holidays. Let me grab them here. So,
I mean, in Canada, we have another month.
yes, we do. Um, so these stat holidays are going over do apply to Canada, specifically British Columbia. There's a few different ones in other provinces. So if you're an international listener or from a different province, this may not apply to you. So the first oh there we were. So the first stat holiday of this year was New Year's Day.
Yep.
Then you have Family Day. Family Day is a newer one. It was made, I think, in the last 20 years. So
Yeah.
it's supposed to be a day where families are supposed to spend time together.
Yes.
But I think it was just to give us a stat in February because it goes January, February, nothing in March, and then there's Good Friday in April, because of Easter, which is so this is our very first religious holiday,
Yeah.
stat holiday, because Easter is a Christian Catholic religious holiday, and because Canada was established on by well, that's a whole long story about
Why they
colonial.
decide we just follow those facts.
Yeah. Yeah, we were because we were Canada was invaded by British and French colonialists. It is technically it follows like the Christian calendar.
Yes.
Yeah. It's okay. I can save my anti-religion rant for another day. Um so we have Good Friday because there's Easter Sunday and Easter Monday, but Easter Monday is not considered a stat holiday. If your some works will give you Easter Monday off, but some places won't.
Yeah.
It depends on your I think that one is up to private, but due to statutory, you do not Easter Monday, you do not get anything for. Then you have Victoria Day, which is in BC. So all provinces have like their own day. Actually, no. Victoria Day is all through Canada because it celebrates Queen Victoria.
Yeah.
And that one's in May. So far the only day month we don't have a stat
Maybe
is
we'll get a Queen
March.
Elizabeth Day.
Because in March we have St. Patrick's Day, but we don't St. Patrick's Day we don't get off.
No.
No. So that's a party holiday, but it's not a stat party holiday. Then we have Canada Day, which the entire country gets off because it's celebrating Canadian independence. And then we have in August, we have BC Day. All provinces have their own day, so that's when we have our day. So that's another stat. Then you have Labor Day in September. In October, we have Thanksgiving Day.
You missed the other one in September. It's new as of
Right,
like two
right.
years ago.
It's not on this list for on the BC government list for some reason. That's not
Oh,
good.
BC government.
Oh, no, at the top. Okay,
Oh.
so at the top it says Easter Sunday, Easter Monday, National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, and Boxing Day are not statutory holidays in BC. So on September 30th is Truth and Reconciliation Day. And if you do not know what Truth and Reconciliation Day is and you are Canadian, shame on you. You
Mm-hmm.
need to go look it up right now and you need to educate yourself. It is to honor all the missing and murdered Indigenous children
And women.
and women in our country. Our country has a very dark past when it comes to our treatment of Native Canadians, Aboriginal Canadians,
First Nation.
and is there an argument for, due to your religion, requesting the change of your holidays? For example, if, let's say, you celebrate the Jewish faith and you want a certain holiday off, you can request it off. But why, as a Christian person, do you, let's say you're a federal employee. We won't say you're a frontline worker. Let's say me. Let's pretend I'm Christian, which I am not. And I get Christmas off. That's my religion. That's fine. I get to spend time with my family. I get, like, my work gives me the week in between Christmas and New Year's off because with my religion, that's what I would celebrate. But if let's say my coworker is of a different religion, and let's say, for example, because I don't know a lot about a lot of religion, so I don't want to put out any misinformation. But let's say they celebrate for a week in April, for example. Why they would have to take that off as vacation time. Even though at Christmas time, they could fully work. Like, they're like, I don't care. I don't see my family in that time. But if they want to go on vacation, it's going to be triple the price because traveling at Christmas is triple the price if you want to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's very difficult, especially in a country like North America. Sorry, that's a continent. Like Canada, where all again a lot of our holidays are based on a certain faith. I remember growing up. There's a school district in Calgary. I don't. They were in talks of changing their holidays because they had, I think, something like 80% of their students were like Sikh, Muslim, or just a different religion besides Catholic. So giving them Christmas, Easter, like those holidays off made 0 sense at all because, again, they have separate holidays, and a lot of the times their holidays can be a little bit longer or go for like a week or something. Again, I'm not 100% sure. But this school district was in talks of doing that, and it made some parents like really upset because they, like, my kids in this district, we don't celebrate days. But again, if you're gonna have 80% of your students
mhm.
not show up to class, why are you still following these old holidays that don't work for them? You have to meet a common middle ground.
Mhm.
I don't know if this ever changed or if anything went through. I just remember it was like a huge discussion because at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't
No,
make sense.
it doesn't. I remember, so Chinese New Year is a big holiday
Oh
in
yeah,
the
that's
Chinese culture.
huge.
I one day I was at work and my coworker, she's Chinese, and we were trying to get hold of this other office, and she's like, no, they're closed for a week. And I was like, oh. And she's like, yeah, they don't close for Christmas, they close for 2 weeks around Chinese New Year, because 90% of the people who work there are Chinese,
Yeah.
so they'd rather be closed for that time. And I don't yeah we don't I think she took a day off for Chinese New Year because she had to choose take a day off herself. They just didn't, even though that's her culture and that's what they celebrate. We my It's not a stat for her, so she just has to take a vacation day. And the Moon Festival, which is also huge,
Yeah.
just happened. I tried mooncakes for the first time. Very interesting.
Yeah, they're very dense. They're not
So
bad. They're
dense.
just very dense, and
No,
it's as white people we're not used to that.
yeah. So, because I didn't realize you're not. So I mean, okay, I did not eat the whole thing, but I thought like, oh, you'd eat the whole thing, and my coworker's like, no,
No,
you.
those things are like 3,000 calories.
Yeah, she gave me like that much, and it was like that. It's like lotus
Oh
paste,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and like a duck egg in it, and it was good, but it was so dense, and it was just a flavor I'd never had before.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really funny. So this is off topic tangent. So I was talking to her and my other coworker who is also Chinese, and she starts yelling at her, "What do you mean you don't know what mochi is?" Well, what's mochi? I don't know. How do you not know what mochi is? And she looks at me, she's like, Kelsey. And I was like, yeah, I know what mochi is. They sell it at the grocery store. Like
Oh, she's
the
good.
yeah, they sell it at the white person grocery store. Like, and my coworker's like, "Oh, I don't know. I guess I'm too old because she's in her 60s." And I was like, "But like they sell it at like T&T, they sell it at Save On, like Safeway, like they sell it everywhere. Like it's become pretty
Yeah.
modern." And she's like, "Oh, oh." And I was like, "Did you just outwhite me?"
Oh no.
She outwhited me.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. And I was explaining it to her, and she's like, oh, okay." So then she brought in mooncake, and then my other coworker brought in mochi.
That's
So I had both. And like I'm not the biggest fan of mochi. Um I think I like the mooncake better than but I've had mochi before because there's you can either get cold mochi or frozen mochi.
yeah. I think I've only had. No, that's a lie. I've mainly had like mochi ice cream when they put like ice cream in the middle. That
Mhm,
stuff's so good. But like,
mhm.
and then I've had like normal mochi, and it's really good. It's just like a different texture, so like it's a little
Mhm.
chewy, but it's still really good.
Yeah, and I think for me it's the texture. I don't like things that are too chewy.
Mm.
Yeah. But I also asked her, so I was like, "Are you going to make mooncakes?" Because I have heard of mooncakes before, so I knew what they were, but I didn't know how you make them because they're not what like they're not even that big. They're like maybe
N-
3 inches by 3 inches, like.
yeah, they're pretty small.
And she goes to me, "No, why would I make those?" And I was like, "Well, what aren't you getting mooncakes?" She's like, "Do you know what's involved in making them?" So we looked up a recipe on how to make mooncakes, and you need so many ingredients. You need like lye water, you need like lotus seed paste, you need all this stuff. You have to get like the special stamp. I like reading, and I was like, okay, I see, I see why you're. She's like, I would have had to take 2 days off to make these.
They are a true labor of love.
They
Although
truly
companies
are.
make designer ones now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Gucci has them, Louis Vuitton has them. It's crazy.
But exactly, so that's a holiday she celebrates. If she wanted to make her own, where's her 2 days stat holiday to make her mooncakes? Like, I don't wanna sound redundant in my argument, but I just think it doesn't really make sense, but I understand that countries have to kind of
You
make.
you have to make kind of like a like I can't think of a better word. It's like making a stance, but it's
Yeah.
like that's not the word.
Mhm,
It's a holiday that's like pretty recognized to everybody, and it's also in the span of the continent North America, like the US recognizes that. Like those kind of partnerships work out that way. I know I think it also comes down to like knowing the demographic of where you live, like in the terms of that school.
mhm,
The one of the malls I used to work in, retail store, it had an incredibly high Asian population in
Mhm.
that mall. It's like one of the very few malls, like Alipay is like a very Asian app. And it was like one of the very few places that accepted it, like every store did.
Mhm.
And I remember there is a holiday in China called Singles Day. And they essentially stores, I think it's also in February, so it's around like Valentine's Day. And it's essentially it's a shopping holiday, but our mall started adopting that. Like a lot of stores had Singles Day specials or would ask if we had a special for this holiday. And I was like, I had never heard of this before. And then I Googled it and I'm like, yeah, it's a huge thing in China. Like every store does it. So again,
But
it's like knowing your where you live, your demographic, what's gonna work.
but we've but that is not unheard of here because so Boxing Day used to be Canada's big shopping holiday.
Well,
And
yes.
it used to be these deals were only one day, was the day after Christmas. But in US, their big shopping day, they don't have Boxing Day. They have Black Friday, which is the day after Thanksgiving. But since due to capitalism going, oh, we're making all of our money, they started slowly spreading out. Like it was now Black Friday week. And then in Canada, we had Boxing Week. And then a bunch of Canadians were going down to the US to shop Black Fridays. So no, Canada has just weirdly adopted Black Friday, even though our Thanksgiving is in October.
Yeah, that's very much like a capitalistic holiday. Same with
Mhm.
the singles.
Yeah.
I remember like my mom, yeah, used to go shopping on Black Friday in the States, and that's when she would buy all her Christmas gifts. And now, well, I mean, there's even Cyber Monday now, and that's like only for technology. Um, but because of Black Friday, Boxing Day is nothing.
No,
Like
you don't get.
nothing's on
Yeah.
sale.
But like if you take a look at our stat holidays and which ones are so Christmas is is the biggest capitalistic holiday because you have to buy everybody gifts, right? But then I've noticed as with other holidays, it's decor. So Christmas is the epitome of capitalism. You have gifts, you have decor, you have to wrap the gifts cuz like it's just everything.
Yep.
But we have noticed decor comes out now for
Hmm.
anything and everything. For example, Amy and I are starting to have a gnome for all holidays.
Okay, but that's fine. Gnomes are
No, but like they started as Christmas gnomes, and then we got Halloween gnomes, and now we have Easter
no,
gnomes.
they started as Valentine's Day gnomes
Oh,
because we had like I don't know Romeo and
yeah,
Juliet, and
yeah.
then Christmas. Then
Mhm,
I got Easter one, and then I got a birthday one.
yeah. But Valentine's Day is a hugely capitalistic holiday
Oh, 100%.
because it's what are you getting her? Are you getting her diamonds for Valentine's Day? Come to Spence Diamonds.
Ugh.
The Yeah. And because yeah, Valentine's Day has become okay. You love this person, cool. Buy them shit. Now, I do celebrate Valentine's Day. I am not going to be completely nihilistic here. I do. But for Valentine's Day, Trevor and I, we don't buy each other anything. We make each other a card. And the card has to be
Yeah,
homemade. And that's our tradition. But if you want to buy each other presents on Valentine's Day, that's fine. I'm not shitting on it. Saying like, yeah, it's rooted in capitalism, but also you can celebrate how you want to celebrate. Some people that's how they show love is by gifts.
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. It's just I celebrate that. I we also celebrate Galentine's Day.
Exactly.
We just hang out with our
Yeah.
gal friends, and it's very, very, very fun.
And we brunch.
With brunch, it's so fun.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to think. I don't know if know what Beck and I got each other for Valentine's Day. I got asked out on Valentine's Day, so that's what I got.
You got a girlfriend for Valentine's
Yeah.
Day. You are no longer single.
Nope. It was great.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember my last single Valentine's Day. We celebrated Galentine's Day, and I don't think we did
It
anything.
snowed.
Oh, yeah. The last year we were single for Galentine's Day, it snowed.
Well, you were seeing,
Oh, wait, I was seeing Trevor, yeah.
yeah,
That,
our last like our last I don't remember.
I don't remember that one either. No,
No.
no, it's fine. No, wait, was that when I went on that dating show? That was for Valentine's Day, right? In
Yes.
2020?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was that
Yeah.
weekend. So
Yeah.
yeah, that you went on a dating show for Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Because oh, and we did no, wait, I don't know. I'm getting dates mixed up. It's fine.
Don't worry about it. Don't hurt yourself. It's not that important.
I'm gonna hurt myself. Yeah, because we did the podcast dating game, but you and Becca got together shortly after, and you did not get together with Kevin. No, we love Kevin though.
We love him. Very
We do.
sweet guy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, Kevin, didn't work out.
Sorry.
Ugh, I feel like we're descending into madness.
A little bit.
Yeah. What was this episode about?
Labor
Right.
Day.
Yeah, and the Queen, she did.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. But you know what? This episode can be a little bit shorter. It's fine. I think if we're going to have a takeaway from this, is no, I'm just gonna get too serious. And how about I'm mad that like they're canceling people's surgeries because they need to have the funeral for the Queen.
Oh,
And
no, you
England,
can that's ridiculous. That
yeah,
is really, really, really insane, considering
mhm,
these could potentially be life-saving
yeah,
surgeries, and I'm assuming Britain's healthcare system is somewhat similar to Canada's,
it,
where it can take you months, absolute months to get into.
mhm,
Like, I just saw this Twitter post of this guy who said his wife's mammogram got rescheduled because of the Queen,
yeah,
and she's very low risk, but it's still that
mhm.
phantom thought, and now it has to be rescheduled, so it's a longer wait period of uncertainty. That's
Well,
not fair.
the fact that the UK is going through an energy crisis right now, but they're like, oh no, the Queen died. It's fine.
Yeah, and I think there was like a food bank that
Mhm.
got under fire because they were gonna close for a decent amount of time and just like not give out food, and it's literally like you can't do that. Like, okay, you're a federal service, but no, people can't just go hungry.
It's just so stupid that the whole country shuts down because someone's grandma died.
Yeah.
That's literally it.
Yeah. It seems ridiculous. Like, the royals bring in enough money in tourism that you can just pay everybody a little bit extra to work.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know, and have to put on their TVs and radios if they have one in their stores. Like, I don't know, make some
Exactly.
stupid rule like that.
Yeah.
But don't stop life.
Hmm. Don't stop essential services.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. Like, clothing stores can be closed for the day.
Yeah. But like, doctors gotta.
Yeah. So.
Oh.
So, do I have sympathy that she died? No, not really. If you'd like to grieve, go ahead and grieve. If you don't want to grieve, you don't have to. If you got Monday off, have fun and do something for yourself. Because
What the Queen would have wanted.
it's what Lizzie would have wanted. She would have wanted you to pet a corgi. Honestly, that's what she would have wanted. Yeah.
Did you hear her corgis are going to?
Oh, God. Is Charles going to eat them?
Honestly, I feel that'd be better. They're going to Andrew. And somebody tweeted out, is it because he's a groomer?
The dogs are going to the groomer. Oh, that's awful. That is so awful.
It's so awful. It's so
Yeah.
awful. Those poor dogs.
Those poor dogs.
Although it's better than the rumor that the dogs are going to be buried alive with the Queen.
Yeah.
That was messed up. No, we are not in ancient Egypt times
No.
anymore.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, I think God God save the queen, and hopefully the queen can save this episode. But Amy, why don't you give us the outro?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Thank you everyone for listening to this absolute utter descent into chaos. But honestly, I think it's what the queen would have wanted. And yeah, like Kelsey said, grieve how you want, don't grieve, talk about it how you will. It is what it is. It's a big cultural moment, but something is gonna take it over in the news. So
yeah,
it's fine. We'll move on. But if you want to listen to us, again, we are live on Twitch the first and third Thursdays of every month. And then you can rewatch the episodes or listen to it across different streaming platforms the second and fourth Thursdays of every month. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you can find podcasts. You can also find us. You can also watch these videos again on YouTube at Can You Take My Shift, and you can find us on social media on Facebook and Instagram at Can You Take My Shift, and Twitter at CYT. You can find Kelsey at Kelsey Pete's Instagram, Twitter, and you can find her on Twitch at Bolin_KP, and you can find me, Amy, at Shelling Amy Instagram. Oh, so until next time, Kelsey, can you take my shift?
I can't. I have to mourn Lizzie. I have to go take my top off because tits out for Liz. Tits out for Liz.
What she would have wanted.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.